What's up? So I've decided to do a little a series of videos. Lately what I've been doing is every night after work I'll play about one heads-up match. Only one. Why am I doing this? Only one. Well, I don't have the stamina to sit in front of the computer for long tournaments anymore. I don't have the desire to do that. My neck and back hurt after long hours at the computer, and it's just not healthy, and it's a bit the lifestyle that entails is not desirable for me. I do like playing poker tournaments. I just don't enjoy them as much anymore. I just can't do those long hours. But I can do a heads-up match. I mean, like one heads-up match, I can totally dedicate and commit myself and give a 100% to that one heads-up match every day after work. I think this also gives me a big advantage against my opponents. Yeah, I can't get the volume in, but like I'm playing extremely well because I'm so sharp and focused because I'm enthusiastic. I'm not just autopiloting, I'm really thinking deeply about every decision, and there's like zero autopiloting, and I'm just playing way better than my opponents because of that. I have more stamina than my opponents for the whole length of the match, and this gives me a huge edge on my opponent. Unfortunately, I can't get the volume in it. I can't make a lot of money doing this, but my happiness factor is way up because I'm winning a lot, and I'm just a lot happier not playing such long hours. So I decided to make a series where I just record every night when I play a heads-up match. I will record it, and we will see my bankroll grow over the next however long I decide to make this video, this series for. I've been doing this. I haven't made that many videos, but I have been playing a heads-up match every night for like the last maybe 3 weeks, and I'm just winning almost every night, and it's pretty fun. I am playing only $15 limits, which is like about the highest you're gonna see with still fish. If I go to 30s, there'll still be fish, but there's a lot more regs. So at some point I probably will try to raise the stakes to $30 limits. Say when I get to about, I don't know, let's say when I get to $600 bankroll, I'll move up to the 30s. Right now I'm at 150. Not to say like, I don't want you to think I'm a fish because I only have a $150 bankroll. Like, I mean, I've made a lot of money playing poker and I've withdrawn a lot of it, and I just kind of stopped playing for a long time. So here we are. This is the second video of the series. And without further ado, this was my heads-up match for tonight. Standard open. About the bottom of my opening range. I'd open 2-7 suited as well. We get 3-bet. And we fold. One thing I'd like to add is I have this guy. I've played him before and have him tagged as a blue player, which is straightforward, kind of tight, etc. He's from Russia, which is unusual to see a tight player from Russia. Standard open, he calls. Standard C-bet. I do go for the smaller sizing. Usually at these limits, I don't like to go for those smaller sizings. I like to go half pot in these situations. But against a tight player, I went ahead and went for a slightly smaller sizing. A lot of pros, professional players, they go for about 33% of the pot here, 1/3 of the pot in these situations. And I think that's fine, but at the lower limits, I prefer to go a little bit, get a little bit more respect, and I don't want to get floated as light and then played back at as light. Also, I'd like to add, I don't feel like I don't play as well with that really small 1/3 C-bet in these dry board situations. when I get played back at or call or floated or re-raised and stuff, I feel like I don't react to those very well. So it's another reason why I go for the half pot usually in these situations, just because I think I play better with that sizing. I do skim a little off the top here and go for the 42% though. Again, it is a straightforward player. And when he calls, I think it's very possible he has a 10. However, I think if I look at his whole range, he has ace highs, maybe some floats. He is a straightforward player, but I get the feeling his range was a little wider here because he was playing a little fast, which may be indicative of his mood to play a little bit more loose. That's an assumption, kind of going on a limb on that assumption, but you have to make assumptions in poker. So I see bet, he calls, and so I do think his range is wider than just like a 10 in draws here. I think he does have some ace highs. I think he does have some king highs. I think possibly even queen highs, jack queen, maybe even like a 9 jack he's floating the flop with. I think 9 jack, yeah, I think he can float 9 jack in that situation. Maybe some, I don't know. But I do think he's not limited to 10s and draws here only. So with that being said, do we double barrel this turn? He could have a 4, you know. It is a possibility. So I do have to be a little bit careful about that. That's another reason not to bet this turn. For balance sake, I should bet this turn because I'm going to want to bluff this turn a lot with like all my draws that turned equity, like jack queen, ace jack, ace queen, jack 9, 9 queen. I'm going to want to bluff those a lot here. So for balance sake, I should be betting this, but I didn't, and that's a little unbalanced. But that's okay. It's okay. I'm taking the exploitative line here. So I check back, and like I said, I do think his range is wide here. So I'm trying to get him to bluff like miss flush draws in the river. I guess he could. I'm losing value and giving him a free card to flush draws. But I am protecting myself when he has a 4. But I do think his range is wide here again. I just really felt that his range wasn't very tight here and that he was going to just... I know he's a straightforward player and I have him tagged as such, but it just for some reason, it just felt like maybe it was the timing and stuff, but I just felt like his range was pretty wide here and he's going to lead the river like this with a lot of hands, a lot of bullshit hands. So I did check back the turn, and the river I can call, I can fold, I can raise. I mean, yeah, I'm not fold. I can call. I'm sorry, I can call or I can raise. And I do go with the raise, and what I'm trying to do is get called by a 10 here. So I don't want him to fold a 10. It's a little unbalanced again by not going to about 275 is about the size I would bluff with here. So if I want to bluff, I should go about 275. So I should do that with my value bets as well. So it is a little unbalanced. Yeah. Maybe if I go this sizing, I can get some other calls by, I don't know, ace highs, maybe pocket 5s or something. Not in love with the line I took in this hand. That last hand was the small ball approach, but I think I'm making less money. But I am lowering variance, which is good against a player that I think I have a pretty decent edge against. Too wet of a flop to continue with ace high, even to a small bet sizing. Standard open, he folds. He opens, I fold. Open, standard open. We flop the Nizzly Bizzlies, the second Nizzly Bizzlies. Could go even larger here. Probably a pot size bet is definitely okay. I think if I go to this sizing though, my range is much wider and a lot more full horse shit than full pot. However, I am more vulnerable to draws when I go smaller here. But I do think this flop smacks his calling range. So, like, I feel like he's gonna just, and plus we don't block the pairs that he can have. I think he can raise a lot here with like 9-10, 8-9, 8-10, pairs and straight draws, flush draws. He can raise a lot of shit here. So that didn't make me lean towards the smaller sizing rather than worry about giving him cheaper drawing cards. And when he raises, he looks really strong here because he's a tight player. And on this board, that just like reeks of strength here. And especially the timing too, like he didn't have to like think about it all that much. So what are my options here? I think if we raise, he's gonna just call and get away on like 4 to a straight turns, which is really bad for us. We don't want that to happen. A lot of bad turn cards for us. A club, what the fuck do we do on a club turn? What do we do on a board pairing turn? What do we do on like a jack turn or a 7 turn or a queen turn or a 6 turn? So many bad turns. And I think a shove here is the best play, and we would do that with a lot of hands. I think like flush draw plus straight draws, pairs plus flush draws, pairs plus straight draws. I think we can play all our hands like that. 2 pairs we can play like that. Sets we can play like that. And the second Nizzly Bizzlies we can play like that. Regardless of all that I just said about all those hands that we would play that way, I think he's calling here when I shove because of all the strength he represented, and I wanted him to get it all in the turn. Those are the main points. So many bad turns, and I think he's calling with a worse hand here a fuck ton. That's the main points there, is he think he's calling a lot here with a fuck ton of hands. And I don't want any scared cards on the turn to scare me away or scare him away. So let's dance. Aryin. And yeah, exactly what I thought he had. And we won a quick 15 bucks in a couple minutes. Made a little video about it. Good night, guys.